Let's be real. If you're worried about AI taking your job, you are definitely not alone. It feels like every single headline is just confirming our worst fears, right? Especially if you're one of the people who did everything right. You got the degree, you learned to code, and if you feel like the promise you were sold has kind of cheated you, well, this explainer is going to offer a whole new perspective on your unbeatable advantage in the age of AI. It all starts with one really powerful idea.
And this is it. This is the idea. The one that, I swear, completely reframes the entire conversation we're having about AI and our jobs. Once you hear it, it's pretty much impossible to see the problem the same way again. But you know what the most interesting part is? It's where this idea even came from.
So what's so fascinating here is the source. This huge insight didn't come from some Silicon Valley exec or a big-shot AI researcher. Nope. It came from Jane Warwant, the founder of the skincare company Dermalogica. And her career? It started with her sweeping hair off a salon floor. That kind of ground-up perspective gives her an insight that I think most of the experts are just completely missing.
Okay, first things first, we have to talk about this anxiety that so many of us are feeling. It's this deep, nagging sense that the rules of the game have been totally rewritten, leaving a lot of people with skills that suddenly feel, well, obsolete.
I mean, think about it. We were all told there was a deal, right? You invest a ton of time and an insane amount of money into a university education, you learn the right skills, and your reward is a stable career. But for more and more people, that promise just feels empty. The jobs aren't there, or they're being automated away.
And look, this isn't just a feeling. This is a reality, and it's backed by some pretty hard data. For years, the mantra was, learn to code, and it was sold to us like a golden ticket. But a recent Stanford study? It found that employment for software developers has actually fallen by around 20%. The very jobs we were told were the future are now right on the front lines of this disruption.
This quote just perfectly captures that frustration. Can you imagine spending years mastering a really complex skill, only to be told that an AI can now do it faster and, frankly, cheaper? It's this profound sense of betrayal, and it leaves people wondering, okay, so what do I do now? Well, here's the answer. And this brings us right back to Jane Warwant's brilliant concept. She basically argues that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So, as our world becomes more and more dominated by high tech, a new, incredibly powerful demand is rising for something she calls high touch.
So what is high touch exactly? Well, it's the entire realm of uniquely human interaction. It's the jobs, it's the skills that are all about genuine connection, about making people feel seen, heard, and actually cared for. You know, it's everything that a machine, no matter how smart it gets, just cannot truly fake.
Just look at the contrast here. On one side, you've got AI. It is a master of all the high-tech stuff. It can process unbelievable amounts of data, it can find patterns, it can write code flawlessly. But on the other side, you see what it can't do, the high-touch stuff. It can't offer you genuine kindness after you've had a tough day, and it certainly can't provide that deep human reassurance when you're terrified. That is our domain.
And this illustrates the point perfectly. An AI might be the tool that finds a rogue cell on a scan, which is an incredible technological achievement, don't get me wrong, but you do not want the bot delivering that news. You need a human being to sit with you, to hold your hand, and to say with real empathy, we have a plan, we've got you. That deep reassurance, that's irreplaceable.
So where are these high-touch jobs? The cool thing is, they're already booming. Just think about the industries that literally thrive on human connection. Hospitality that makes you feel truly welcome, travel that's curated with real personal insight, event planning that creates these unforgettable human experiences, and of course, any healthcare role that requires true compassionate care. In these fields, being human isn't a liability, it's your core asset.
Okay, so this all sounds good in theory, right? But how do you actually apply it to your own career, especially if you come from a technical background? Well, it's not about throwing away your skills, it's all about pivoting them. And here's how you can actually start thinking about it.
So let's take an accountant, for example. Their core strengths are organization and just meticulous attention to detail. Now, instead of trying to compete with software that can crunch numbers way faster, they can pivot into a high-touch field like event planning, which desperately needs those exact skills. The only missing piece? Just beefing up those interpersonal skills to manage clients and vendors. See? It's an adjustment, not a complete overhaul. And this brings us to the most crucial point. For decades, we've kind of dismissed skills like communication, empathy, and collaboration as soft skills. But listen, this is probably the single most important takeaway from all of this.
Those are now the hard skills. In an economy where tech handles the technical, your ability to genuinely connect with other human beings is the most valuable, most essential asset you have, period.
This all leads us to the most empowering part of this entire discussion. For too long, we've been asking the completely wrong question. We've been trying to figure out how we can keep up with the machines. But that's a losing game.
Seriously, just stop. You will never, ever process data faster. You will never code more efficiently. Trying to beat AI at its own game is a guaranteed path to becoming obsolete. The big strategic shift we all need to make is to just get out of that race entirely.
Instead, you compete where AI can't even get in the arena. Double down on everything that makes you distinctly human. Your kindness, your compassion, your ability to really listen, to reassure, to build genuine connections. This is your untouchable, unbeatable advantage in this new economy.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. When you strip everything else away, what is that one core human quality, that one skill or ability that you believe a machine will never, ever truly possess? Whatever your answer is, that's your career security. That's your future.